Awoken Zeus Olympius is one of my favorite leaders in the game. He's just so consistent, and his skill is good, his leader skill is good, his stats are great. Everything about him is good, and I like him a lot. He's also very good for speed farming certain dungeons for EVA materials, so I bust him out whenever I need specific EVA materials that I farm from normal dungeons. I'm holding on to an Angelet because of the skill. It changes the entire board to heart, and there's a cool trick you can use where you pop that skill, changing the whole board to heart, then you pop Valkyrie, changing the whole board to light, and then you pop Athena, giving the whole board a plus. So you can do it with Athena or you can do it with Takaminikata, but we'll get into them when we reach them. I have an Izanami, a light one, max level. I have a Fagan at max level. Cost is 100. This is one of the leaders that I really want to use, but the only dragon with delay is Melody. And if I'm going to run this kind of team, then I kind of want 2 dragons with delay to get the full potential of the team. But dragons are still coming out, so they're making monsters all the time and giving them buffs, so perhaps we'll see some Fagan teams later. I have 2 Valkyries. Both are max skill. One is plus 297 and the other is plus 2. She's really good to have, and I think she's well worth the plus 297. She's just overall a great monster as a leader and as a sub. We have Athena at max skill. I'm working on a second max skilled Zeus. Some people think I'm crazy for this, but I really think there are some teams that could benefit from having 2 light gravity users. Suzaku is one of them, and there's probably a few more, but can't really think of them off the top of my head. Princess Valkyrie is a light monster that has a delay ability, and that's pretty good. She's a healer too, so in addition to Echidna, you can have a light delay user, like if you want the team to be primarily light. I have 2 of these Archangels. I believe the light water one is better because the leader skill is more useful. Tornado Holy Dragon is the ultimate evolution of the little white dragon, changing water to light. That skill is pretty good. Virch. This guy is probably the best Mystic Knight Ultimate Evolved. He just works well with so many teams. Zeus mainly, but there's other teams he works well too, like Athena because he has the God type, which is pretty insane. So he's a good monster to have. Takaminikata, I want to max skill her, just haven't had the time to do it. Angeline is a top sub for the Valkyrie team. The ability Guard Stance Light is really good, and having it max skilled is even better. I have a Kirin, but I haven't used it in a dungeon. It's kind of weird. I evolved her and I maxed the level, but I haven't used her yet. Mainly because I'm so attached to Horus, so it's kind of hard to move to Kirin when you've already gotten used to Horus and already have some kind of bond with him. I'll probably play her more when she gets her ultimate evolution because she gains the physical type, and there's a lot of nasty setups you can do with that. Like you can put King Bubbly in the team, and then there's another physical guy down here, Thunder Giant Cyclops, who has double attack stance light, which is perfect for the team, and he's physical too, so he combos well with King Bubbly. Just the recovery is kind of low on that team, so that's something to watch out for. This chick's pretty good, the light healer girl. I'm holding on to the light snow globe dragon because I'm not really sure if there's a team where the leader skill would be useful. I know it's really good for fusing because light experience is so hard to find, but I still want to hold on to it because I'm not sure if it's useful or not. Who else is there for light? King Shiny. He's really good for the healer team because he allows them to burst past their normal damage capacity and allows the healer team to take out bosses that normally shouldn't. So he's pretty good. I guess that's it for light. We're going to move on to the dark monsters. Divine Queen Hera, I have her at max skill and plus 297. I was looking for a second gravity user to plus 297 for my Horus team, and she kind of fit the bill because I was farming King of the Gods at the time, and the boss of that dungeon, Zeus, is light. So having a fully dark gravity user is really strong. So I decided to use Divine Queen Hera for that and give her the plus eggs. Zeus Stratios. This guy looks really good, and I have a team set up for him that isn't currently on Padherder, but it will be later. It uses the Green Sonya and Yomi for Change the World. It's pretty nasty. So he's really good. I like him a lot. Dragon Zombie at max skill. He's pretty useful for some teams. I have 2 Yomis. Both are max skill. The Dark one I keep for the recovery, and the dark light one I use for the attack. There are very few monsters where once you max level them, their attack breaches into the 2000s, and this is one of them. So they're really good to have. I haven't invested Tamadras into their Awakens yet, but I know they're really good, especially the extend time. But that's going to be sitting for a while until I get some Tamadras free. We have the Dark Izanami. She's pretty good. What else do we have? Zayrog. This is one of the leaders that I want to use. He's probably the best dragon leader out right now. Fagan has that condition where his hit points have to be full, but Zayrog is just, the ability is always active, so he's more of a consistent leader to have. I have 2 Satans, both are Max Awoken. I have 2 of them Max Awoken because there are some Satan setups where you actually include Satan as a sub. So you have the lead Satan, then you have the sub Satan, and then the helper Satan. So that's 9 total row enhances that you have, and that's excluding any row enhances on the other subs that you're using. So the team becomes really powerful when you row enhance, and that's why I have 2 of them. I have a Beelzebub at max skill. I just made this Lilith earlier today, and she's definitely going to make a splash into a lot of teams, especially now that those twin dragons are out in Japan. They're going to come over to the United States soon. And that is a dungeon where Lilith sees a lot of play because her Poison Mist can sweep the Tamadra around. So that's really good. Cyclone Devil Dragon is the ultimate form of Little Black Dragon, and he's really good. He's probably the best of the 5. Dark Liege Vampire Duke at max skill. He's another good one. One of the top subs on a Satan team. Chaos Dragon Knight Voice is the Mystic Dark Knight Ultimate Evolved. I want to max his skill too, but again, that event rarely comes around. Jester Dragon Drawn Joker. This guy was really good. I think he still is, but he kind of fell out of popularity. He's still pretty good though. He has one of the coolest skills in the game, Guard Stance Dark, changes light to heal. Combos really well with the Vampire Duke, who is up here. He's pretty nice. Clash of Clans Nightmare P.E.K.K.A. is probably my favorite Clash of Clans monster in there. So I keep him for that. What else do we have for dark monsters? Batman, here we go. I wish I didn't Ultimate Evolve this guy either, because he, again, with Robin, is one of the best 10 cost leaders. But I did fuse a couple Batmans into him, and I increased his skill. So maybe that will come in handy. Not too sure, but I don't know. We'll see. Joker's pretty cool. He is the only monster, to my knowledge, who is holding a revolver, and that's pretty badass. Dumpty Alma is actually really awesome. Her Awakens are sweet, she has a row enhance, and she has extend time, and her skill is really good too, 1.5 times dark attack for 3 turns. I use her in that Zeus Stratius team I was talking about. She's pretty good. We have a Duke Vampire Lord, not evolved yet. I'll probably Ultimate Evolve it soon, just unsure of what I want to use. What else do we have? I don't think any of these are important to talk about. Oh, she is. Charming Temptress Wicked Lady. She is the non-in-app purchase version of Persephone, and her skill is really good, double attack stance. And she's one of the best subs in the Satan team if you do not have Persephone. So she's worth getting. Then we have King Batty, who gives 3 times attack for all devils for 1 turn. The Devil Burst monster. He's pretty good to have. Alright, now we're going to switch the order to plus. The first monster who I decided to max was Horus, because he was my first legitimate leader at the time. And he was eating all of my plus eggs, and I just decided to plus 297 him because I knew he would look really good at plus 297. Then I maxed out Echidna because I knew she made a presence on a lot of teams, and it's better to have 4 teams that use the same plus 297 monster rather than have 1 plus 297 monster on 1 team. So she was worth the plus 297. Then I decided to plus out Kuchu. Probably a mistake. I might feed him for his plus eggs, but at the time, the Ultimate Evolution of Horus wasn't out, but it was previewed, and Ultimate Evolved Horus is Fire Light, so I saw Kuchu, and I'm like, wow, he's green and dark, so I only need blue, which would probably be Orochi, or Hera is. So I decided to plus him out, but I don't really use him a lot anymore, so he might be fed. Then I plussed out Valkyrie. So then at the time I had plus 297 Horus, Echidna, Kuchu, and Valkyrie, and they were all on the same team. So then I wanted to plus out my Siegfried, and I was working on him, but the plus eggs were really random. The random number generator really messed me up. They gave me more recovery eggs than I ever should have gotten, and no attack eggs. So then I kind of realized Siegfried was the worst at the Heartbreakers, so he kind of fell out, didn't really use him too much. But then I got Zeus Ultimate Evolved because the Twinlets came out. And I started using him, and I'm like, wow, this guy's insane. So I plussed him out. Then after Zeus, I decided to go with Hera Is, because I needed a plus 297 gravity user for my Horus team, because I was making the transition to go into deeper descends with Horus, and you need gravity for some descends if you're running a Horus team. So that's why I decided to plus out Hera Is. And then I wanted a second gravity user because running one gravity was so good, so I decided to plus out Divine Queen Hera. For the reasons I said before, like I was farming Starlight Sanctuary, and Zeus, the boss, is light, and Divine Queen Hera just fit the bill. And then I got Kushinada from the Rare Egg Machine, and she was the final piece to complete my Horus team, so I plussed her out. And she's really good on her own as well, and she makes a splash in other teams too, so she's really good to have as plus 297. Then after that, I decided to plus 198 my Goman, and then the remaining recovery eggs I gave to Heracles for the Horus God team. And then as far as my plus farms go, I don't have too many anymore, but I make plus 33 stacks. I know it's not the most cost efficient way to make them, but it's easy for me because if I have, for example, 3 plus 33 stacks of hit points, I can just fuse them all and not have to worry about splitting them. So that's my method of using plus eggs. But like I said, it's not cost effective, so it may not work for everybody. And then switching to chronological order. My opening roll was Naga. I had no clue about rerolling, and I was far too invested to restart, so I just kept on playing. But she was my first roll, and I guess it wasn't so bad because she got the plus 297 treatment and max skill. Then I believe I rolled a Mermaid from the Rare Egg Machine, and then I rolled Machine Golem Mark III, and he was my leader for a while. Then I worked my way up dungeons and I rolled again, and I got Peer Drawn. I started using these attackers. I was using an attacker team with some ninjas, but I sold the ninjas. Then I got Joy Dragon. Then I rolled again during that 50k like Scotfest, and I got Siegfried, and then I got Horus, and then I got Yomi. And then I continued playing. I rolled this guy from the PAL machine, which was really good for my attacker team. Then I rolled again, and I got Shardra. And then from there on, I don't really know how all these monsters came to be. It was kind of a blur. I know I got Satan before I ever should have because I got Horus. And Horus can easily clear the Satan dungeon. I think I one-stoned it, and I got my Satan really early. What else do we have? I know there's a Evo material here. This one, this mask. This one's been with me for a while. Got it right after Goman, apparently. I wonder who's beeping outside. I guess that's my cue to leave. So yeah, this is my monster box. If you have any questions, post them down below. I will respond to as many as I can. And I'm going to upload my team video very soon, probably a week from now. And once again, I would like to thank you all for watching my video. Leave a comment if you wish. I read all of them, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.